Recording in progress.
All right, greetings everybody. Appreciate you joining us for our Travel Talks edition, December 10th, 2012. 2012. I done went back in time. We're traveling back in time, apparently. Uh, December 10th, 2024. I'm here to have a good conversation and we want to welcome you to Travel Talks and have a good discussion with you about packing, right? So today we're going to talk about some packing hacks that we can use. I appreciate y'all joining me in the Zoom room. Hey, hello, how you doing over there on YouTube and all of that? So while we're going through this conversation, I want you to drop down into the comments. What are some packing hacks you wish you learned, you wish you knew sooner? Right, there we go. What are some packing hacks that you wish you knew sooner? You can just drop those down in the comments while we're rolling through this discussion. And I'll be sure to return to the comments and come back and engage with you there and see who can win a special prize, right? We might have a special surprise for you if you're participating. But let me jump into my presentation and start off our travel talk so we can dive into this discussion today. All right. Welcome to Travel Talks, where we embark on a journey of discovery with Sankofa Experiences, powered by Urban Intellectuals. I'm your host, Freddie Taylor, the CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals, here to guide you through our African diaspora's rich history and culture. Sankofa Experiences is more than just travel, it's a movement. We dive deep into our roots across Africa and the diaspora, turning every journey into a powerful connection with our ancestors. Our mission? To make the exploration of Black history accessible, inspiring, and informative. Join us as we share insights from our travels, celebrate our history, and foster a deeper understanding of our collective identity. With Sankofa Experiences, every destination is a step closer to home. Let's explore together. Welcome to Travel Talks. All right, everybody. Welcome to Travel Talks. I appreciate y'all joining us today. Let me know in the comments where you are watching from today. I am in the south suburbs of Chicago, Illinois, getting ready to have a good discussion with y'all today, centered mostly around packing and traveling and all of that good stuff that we do here at Sankofa Experiences and Urban Intellectuals. I don't see comments down there, so let me know any packing hacks that you learned or that you understand now, or travel packing hacks, there we go, that you're aware of now that you wish you would have known sooner, right? So let me know down in the comments. Hey, Kalanda, it's okay. You are you're a little bit tardy, but you're all right with us, right? You're good here. I'm glad that you did make it. So we appreciate you joining us here today. So I'll just check back and see if I get some of the comments down there. But as I often mention around here at Urban Intellectuals, we have a lot going on. So I definitely want to give you an overview of that. But this is our travel discussion that we have on a regular basis here at the company. I'm on the wrong screen. There we go. But we have a lot going on. That's what I was getting at. So I just want to make sure I keep you abreast of all of the things that we have going on in and around the Urban Intellectuals universe. Number one, what's going on around the company is today we have our 3 reasons why our story must start before slavery. And the things that you can do about it, the 3 things that you must do in order to do that. I'm having that discussion today at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I blanked out really quick, right? So the link should be down in the comments. I believe Ashley's going to drop that for us. So make sure you sign up for that and come and see me. And let's have a good discussion this evening about conversations centered around our history and our existence on this planet. Number 2 is, hey, I want to invite you to come over to our YouTube page. We're putting a lot of effort and energy into our YouTube existence. So I want to invite you to come on over there and please join us over there and subscribe on the channel. You can search Urban Intellectuals on YouTube, or I believe Ashley's going to drop the link down there as well. So hopefully you decide to join us on that platform. We're going to continue to grow and do deeper and deeper pieces over there as well. It'll be good times. Hey, I got something secret that is coming your way pretty soon. In the background, we're working on our own social media network, right? If you've if you're around these discussions around Black history, culture, empowerment, and moving us forward as a community, you'll know that a lot of these platforms tend to censor our conversation. Let's put it that way. So I'm always interested in creating our own platform so that we can have the discussions that we need as a community in order to get what we need as a community to move forward. But I want to let you know that this is not going to be just another social network. This is not about dancing and trends and flossing your lifestyle and all of that. We want to create a social impact network, right? So we are working towards getting people together and educating them politically, economically, socially, building our families, building our communities, but really building out frameworks that people can implement in themselves, their families, their community, and the diaspora, so we can get things done that needs to happen. And then we can do that in an environment being motivated and inspired by other people posting their wins and the things that are going well with them. I have more to discuss about this in the future, but just know we're cooking up some more goodness over here at Urban Intellectuals. So our social network will be coming soon. Got to change the name a little bit. It's going to be Sankofa Universe. We always use that word Sankofa around here at Urban Intellectuals. All right, but let's dive into the discussion today. Are you ready to pack your bags for Africa, right? Anybody out there ready for the trip of a lifetime, an experience of a lifetime? Los Angeles trying to get down to a carry-on for a trip up to 10. Up to 10. Okay, I get it. Definitely, Kalanda says she's definitely ready. All right, excellent. Yeah, getting ready for this trip of a lifetime. So packing is part of the equation, right? So I want to walk you through just some things to think about, hopefully give you a couple of ideas that you can share and use in your travel journeys moving forward, right? So let me know, are you 1, 2, or 3? There are 3 different types of packers out here in this world, right? Let me know 1, 2, or 3. Which one are you? Number 1, give me a 1 in the comments. If you're the early packer, if you're the person that has the bags ready a day, a week early, this could possibly be you. Are you a early packer, right? I know this is not me. I am not that person. But I do know people who have their bags totally packed and by the door a week before the trip because they are just so excited and want to make sure that they're ready. And there's a lot going on, right? You tend to not want to miss things. So people like to pack early, right? I still have outfits to order. get my hair done. I love it. The overpacker. How about this? Anybody out there, the number 2 that just packed way more than you actually need in your bag, right? And going a bit overboard. I just noticed I didn't spotlight for everyone, so I'm not sure if all of that was showing, but I appreciate it. Okay. But are you that person? Are you the one that is overpacking? You got your suitcases are exploding by the buttons. You're like trying to tape them closed. Like, are you that person that is basically packing way much more than you need? Or are you number 3, the last minute packer who's running in the last second, throwing things in your bag and frantically putting everything together in order to try to go and make the flight, right? Because if you're the last minute packer, then you're probably leaving out a little bit late and trying to get to the airport. I know I am number 3. I am completely number 3. I'm at the last second every single time. You would think that I don't travel as much as I do, because I'm always on the last minute everything. So I know I'm definitely number 3. All right, I see. Is that Kalanda? I think she says she's number 2. Yeah. All right, so we got a 2 out here. I know I'm a 3. I'm definitely not a 1. So it's always really interesting to see where do our people fall on this particular list. All right. So which one are you, right? So 1, 2, or 3. 3 trying to get to number 1. Okay, good luck. Good luck with that. We got a leopard go change our spots, right? Trying to get to number 1. I love that. I want to think I can get there one day, maybe. Oh, and Ashley's the number 1, and Mary's the number 1. Okay, we got prepared and organized people on the call, because I know you got to be very organized in order to pack super early like that. But excitement can lead you to want to get ready for the trip of a lifetime, right? So I definitely get that. But don't let packing stop you from traveling, right? We definitely don't want that to happen in your existence. So let's talk a little bit about packing and preparing for these trips to Africa, right? So let's unpack this conversation. So the first things up, right? We're gonna talk. We've talked about here at Sankofa Experiences, our travel talk show, the different regions and countries that we travel to. So we have North Africa, West Africa, East Africa, and Southern Africa. But North Africa is Egypt and Morocco. West Africa, we go to Ivory Coast and Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, and the Gambia. East Africa, we go to Ethiopia, Kenya, Tanzania. And then South Africa, we go to South Africa, right? How about that? That was pretty simple to figure that one out. But we're having beautiful experiences all around the continent. But it can be a bit daunting because the continent is huge, right? It is a huge, expansive place. And it's different, right? Everywhere you go, it really is different. And even the climate changes. So we want to dive a little bit into that. But this is, what do they call it? African map of Köppen climate classifications. Boy, that KCC really tripped me up right there, right? But the red represents the warm desert climate. So you see that spread in and around. That blue really is equatorial climate, right? So that's pretty much where the equator is, right? Like right in that particular region on either side. So you get different types of temperatures there, but you can see the varied patterns here that are in Africa, right? It's a big continent, I'm saying, and a lot is going into all of that. So you just kind of have some things to think about while we are traveling, right? And some things to look at. So here's kind of a better map of what you can see. We can understand it better. Let me put it that way. Because the redder it gets, that means the hotter the temperatures are. And then the bluer it gets, that means the cooler the temperatures are. So if you think about when you want to travel, one, you got to think about where you want to go on the continent, and then two, when you want to go, so that you can start to understand the climates and what happens. But a lot of places, even the places where it gets cooler, usually it get cooler at night and not necessarily during the day. And that's really North Africa and really South Africa, right? Like that happens. The climates in the middle stay fairly consistent, even though when you're there, they'll obviously know about the nuances in the climates. But like while we were in Ghana, when was it in Ghana? Last month, right? November, into October, November on that particular trip. It was funny because a lot of the Ghanaians were saying, well, at least y'all came during the cool season. Now, mind you, it's 88 degrees. It's still like pretty humid. It's hot to us, but to them, that was actually the cool season. It was much cooler. And I have been there at different times of the year, and I can say without a shadow of a doubt that it was cooler, but it was hot as that thing, as they say. But a good experience nevertheless. But how to pack for the weather is really what you want to think about, right? So when you travel with us, you will receive a packing list. So you don't have to really worry about all of that. We'll give you our recommendations on the things that you can use and bring. But it's just something to keep in mind. And I think we got, okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so it's just some things to keep in mind, right? So we'll have a lot for you. So I want to give you some of those here today. So there, we got the essentials, right? And this last one on here is something that you probably aren't really thinking about, but I want you to think about it, right? So clothing, you want to be lightweight, versatile, and breathable as you can be. Neutral colors are typically recommended if you can, just to try to keep the mosquitoes away, right? So not to attract those. So neutral colors are recommended, particularly in West Africa. Gear, we got power banks, your chargers, universal. You gotta have the universal adapter life going over there. Our plugs do not work. For the men, I should have had this on here. And of course, Ashley, I think about stuff at the very last second. And like in the middle of the conversation, now I'm like, oh man, I should have added this to the conversation here today. But what I found is with the clippers, to shave and do all that good stuff, right? even with your adapter, when you put it in, they use a different what is it, watt ampage or whatever. I think it's like 220, right? So I've burned out some of my clippers over there using them. So now what I desire is cordless shaving equipment, right? So cordless, so that I can charge, but then I don't have to turn it on while it's plugged into the power slot. And then they have, like, most of the hotels have options to turn down the ampage, right? I hope this makes sense to y'all. But sometimes you forget, right? And then you turn it on and now you done wrecked your clippers or you wrecked your shavers and you end up losing them. So, like, I'm moving to wireless now, and it's just making everything a lot easier for me, all right? Okay, just something to think about. I just thought about that while flicking through this presentation here, right? So our personal care is definitely part of it, right? All of your stuff, but you're going to want to remember to bring your sunscreen and your mosquito repellent if you're in West Africa, particularly in Ghana, Nigeria area, where the fear of there's concerns over yellow fever and malaria in those areas. So you're definitely going to want to make sure that you do that. I would definitely recommend. We definitely recommend longer clothing, like long sleeve clothes, pants, so that you cover up and staying as covered as you can when you're going into those areas. But make sure that it's still light, if light and breathable, right? Because you're going to be hot. I just want you to know. I want you to know, like, if you're going into West Africa or even East Africa, like, you're going to be hot, right? There's no way around not being hot, right? So unless you could travel in a bubble or something, you're going to feel that African heat. But it's a beautiful thing. But the last one here, I think, is really, really important. Space, right? You need space. I can't tell you how many people go over there thinking, oh, it's going to be great. We got our number twos, our overpackers, and then they buy all of this stuff. And it's like, how am I going to get it back, right? So when you're thinking about traveling, thinking about either leaving space in your luggage or just resigning to the fact that, hey, I'm going to purchase a new piece of luggage while I'm over there in order to bring back the items that I'm going to purchase, right? Any shoppers out there? If we got any shoppers, give me a me in the comments if you are a self-identified shopper, right? Should I purchase at least for my child? Yeah, okay, we got a shopper. All right, we got shoppers, right? Listen, until we started doing this, I didn't realize that people travel internationally and shop like that. Now, I have my list of things that I'm going to get and bring back to my family members and whatnot. But I'm talking about shopping. Like, folks go nuts out here enjoying themselves, but grabbing items that, is one of a kind, things that you're not going to see regularly, but really enjoying it. So think about leaving space or just resign to the fact that I'm going to get an extra suitcase and I'm going to bring back my stuff. So I've seen that happen multiple times and people love it, right? It's absolutely great when they are in their element. All right, so toiletries to pack. So you're definitely going to make sure that you want to have all of your toiletries, wipes, hand sanitizer is very useful. You're going to want to bring extra toilet tissue. Like, if you can bring some of that, depending on where you go, like North Africa, Morocco, Egypt, oftentimes the bathrooms are an interesting place, right? Let's put it that way. And sometimes tissue's not available, or someone is literally standing there selling tissue, right? I know that sounds like interesting, but as we often say here at Sankofa Experiences, when you're traveling, you got to leave America in America, right? You're in a new country, you're in a new culture, and just be respectful of it and just go with the flow, right? We'll be there to assist and help you understand, but it is a different place. So we'd like to make sure that you keep yourself handy. So if you got your purse, you could put that in there. If you got, your fanny pack, your crossbody bag, a backpack. So there are certain things that you're going to want to make sure that you have in there. And again, if you're traveling with us here at Sankofa Experiences, we'll have a detailed packing list for you. But yeah, so always bring a jacket. You want something that you can take on and off easily, just in case if the weather shift or change. I always say it's better to be prepared than sorry, right? And then comfortable walking shoes are absolute must. We move. There is movement during these trips, right? We're not sitting on the beach just drinking, pineapple juice or mango juice or whatever the case may be. But we are out in the community, out in the city, out at the historical sites and moving around in order to have an opportunity to see it. There are a nice long list of additional items, but don't worry. Again, if you're traveling with us, we're going to send you a detailed packing list like this, so we can help you make sure that you have everything that you need. Of course, don't forget any medicines or meds that you have. That is of critical importance as well. So let's ask the question again. What is a packing hack you wish you had known sooner? I know I got a couple, but I want to see if anybody can guess one of my packing hacks that I wish I would have known sooner. And then if you do guess it, we might give away something free, right? How about that? How about a freebie? How about a surprise today during our Sankofa experiences? So let's see what you got down in the comments. I'll come back and check that out here pretty soon. But these packing cubes, right? This is something that is really interesting to me. I haven't purchased these yet, but this is something that I think you should consider on your putting on your packing list, right? This here, not this particular set, but there are a lot of different versions that you can purchase, of course. But this one, the set that I'm looking at, let me put it that way, they come with a little portable vacuum cleaner. And so you pack your stuff in these little packs, you plug it into the hole, and it sucks the air out of it, and it really compresses things. Like, you can really get a lot of clothing and a lot of items into your bag with something like this here. All-in-one electrical adapter and charger. I love that. That's always a good one. But yeah, these travel cubes are really, really amazing. So that is great. Hey, Ashley, let's make Mary our winner, right, of our surprise gift. So Mary, Ashley's gonna inbox you and get Ashley. How do you want to work that out? You just want to inbox her and get her information, and then we'll mail you our travel journal, our Sankofa Experiences Travel Journal. So we're going to mail you one of those for showing up here today, Mary, and participating with me here in the comments. I like the all-in-one adapter chargers as well. Hey, here is something that I'm going to tell you, if you're going, you got to get one, right? This should be like mandatory going into the continent. But these portable fans are a lifesaver, right? This is a lifesaver. This is the one, I got it over there, but this is the one that I used on the last trip here that we went to Ghana. I was on that last particular trip. We just wrapped up Senegal a couple of days ago, Senegal and the Gambia. But this thing right here saved my life. Like I said, it was the cool season, but it's still hot. But been able to hold that under my shirt or keep the air on me, it just really felt good. This was really, really a great purchase. I've heard there are some that you can add water to and it'll give you a nice little mist. So that I'm interested in that. I may be purchasing another one, but that is great. So if you got a little handheld electric fan, that'd be great. You see people with the ones that they wear around their neck. They are worth the extra money. Please, worth the extra expense. And that's great. So I definitely wanted to bring that up and make sure that you had an opportunity to engage in that. I had a couple of more hacks. Let me know in the comments if you got any specific questions for me. But yeah, those are some of the things that I think that you really need to think about while we're packing and building and getting ready for these trips. A couple of other things that I had in mind, and maybe everyone's familiar with these, maybe you're not, right? Is rolling your clothes. Are y'all familiar with that technique, right? So if you let's say you don't have the packing cubes, you're not using the vacuum sealed options, but the vacuum suction option to compress and take the air out. The tighter you roll your clothing, the more that you can actually put in there. So that's something to think about. I like to roll underwear and socks, and I stuff them in my shoes
So I save space that way, and I try to make sure that I'm protecting my shoes so that they don't get smushed. And this is really inside of like my dress shoes that I'm bringing, or something nice that we're gonna have. We have events during these shows, right? So you want to bring a few different types of clothing. Making a packing list is important, right? So giving you an opportunity to really lay that out in front of you so you know what you need, what you got, and then checking it off the list as you're moving through. So again, you don't forget anything that you wanted to bring while you're over there. Of course, you got to plan your outfits, right? And if they can revolve, if your pants or your dress or your shirt can work with multiple pairs of pants, it just gives you a lot of options. I always think that is the best way to move. I'm trying to use neutral colors, again, things that work with multiple different tops and bottoms, and then that way it just makes the whole experience quicker and easier. Neutral shoes that are comfortable, just so you don't have to bring so many different pair of shoes in order to match your outfits. Y'all know we gotta look good while we out there, so make sure that you plan for it. And then having a water bottle would be a good one, but honestly, on our trips, you don't have to worry about that because we provide you with bottled water. Most places we're going to drink bottled water everywhere, so you're going to get a new fresh bottle each and every time anyway. So it's always something to think about. The water situation, right? So we'll let you know whether it's safe to drink the water, it's not safe to drink the water. Should you brush your teeth with bottled water? Whatever the situation may be, our staff on the ground there will be able to educate you and let you know exactly what you should be doing, right? And most places, if we're at the hotels that we stay in, most places I might use the ice, right? But most times whatever I'm drinking, there's no ice, right? So like if you go to we're at a restaurant, you eat, you're like, oh, I want a Coke or I want some apple juice or whatever the case may be. You're thinking, oh, I'll put some ice cubes in there. Well, unless they have a filtration system and they're filtering the water, you may end up with some trouble, right? Because when the ice melts, that's just like you drinking water, right? So you're actually ingesting it. So I'm usually going with no ice, but we'll let you know ahead of time, like if it's okay to drink the water, if it's okay to have the ice, and all of those things, right? So I I want to put that in the back of your mind. I generally just go with no ice, right? No ice in bottled water or whatever it is that we're drinking. Okay, now I ask, do you have any questions for me? You can drop them down in the comments, or if you're here on Zoom with me, you can raise your Zoom hand, and I'll call you up and make sure that we answer that. Okay, I see a question down here. What should I use for my child when she doesn't feel like walking? She's heavy. Oh, you can bring your stroller. Yeah, that's totally fine. I'm assuming you got a stroller, right, for the young lady or the young baby, right? I believe you said the baby is like 2, right? Yeah, so like I'm sorry?
I do have one, but it makes a lot of noise. It's heavy.
Okay.
Cause I'll be like by myself carrying all this stuff, and I'm just like wondering like how I'm gonna do all this.
Yeah.
And everything else.
I understand. It's going to be a task, right? To get in there. But when you get to the airports, they all have the carts. So you definitely want to get a cart so you can put your bags on and that good stuff. But I would probably go purchase another stroller specifically for this that's really smaller and more lightweight, because I understand like some of them are larger and bigger, but like something really small that folds up, that's what I got in my mind, is like the ones that fold. That might be the best way to go. Yeah, because baby probably ain't gonna want to walk the whole time, right? So you have to keep you have to keep that in mind. But once you get with us, we'll be okay, because then the team and everyone there will be assisting you, so you'll be fine there. I'm just thinking about like getting to the airport, right? Like that's gonna probably be a bit of a challenge, but if you're formulating in your mind that you're gonna make this happen, then I know that you can pull it off. But once you get there and then we start packing the bags. Exiting the airport and all of that, our team will be there and they can just take over and assist with getting your stuff to the bus getting placement, and then when we get to the hotels, even the bellhop or the porter will take the bags and stuff up to the room for you. So that'd be great once you get there. So I definitely recommend like a smaller, lightweight stroller to give you that option.
What about the ATV thing? I wish I could do that, but
Yeah, no, they're not. No, you don't want to have that baby
what
on
would I
that.
do? What would I do in the meanwhile?
Oh, there's options, right? Because everyone doesn't want to do the ATV, right? So there's other excursions that you can go on, or there's something going on at the hotel. There's restaurants opportunities and eating, and you could take an additional time to go shopping. But yeah, everyone doesn't do the ATV riding.
Okay.
Yeah.
And about the animals and stuff.
Mhm.
I really wanted to see the giraffes, and not the lion. Maybe not the lion. That's the baby. She was quiet, but that would be a big missing out. I don't be able to see like the giraffes and
Which
some other
which
animals.
trip are you going on?
The Senegal one.
Okay, yeah. So you would want to go on. You're not going to do the walking with the lion. So at that same time, the other side is a small safari, right? So you will actually get the chance to see the giraffes and see some other animals on that in a bus, right? In like a protected environment, and so you won't be out walking with the animals like that. But yeah, so you're definitely going to have that opportunity.
Okay. Yeah, I wish I could walk with the lions, but I don't have anybody to watch her and while I do that. So
Maybe next time. Maybe next time, right? That's good. That's good. Okay, you got anything else for me? Any other questions? Let me see what I got this down here. Okay, that was that. I pack shoes that will go with several outfits. Yeah, Eric. You definitely got to make sure that things are able to work with other stuff, right? I think that just makes traveling a lot easier. Yeah, I think that makes traveling a lot easier and a lot easier to maneuver around. All right, there we go. Okay, so any last questions for me? Any additional questions for me? Anything that you could think about? If you do that, you can drop them down in the comments. If you think about something later, you can always shoot us an email at support@urbanintellectuals.com. Support at Sankofa Experiences.com. There we go. Support at Sankofa Experiences.com. That's support at Sankofa Experiences.com. I'll make sure that you check that out. But this is the time of the year of gift giving, right? So we want you to give maybe even yourself the gift of an experience, right? And start a journey with us at Sankofa Experiences. And, travel changes you. Travel changes how we see ourselves. Travel changes how we see the world around us. And it really expands our thinking, our connection with the other almost 8 billion people on this planet. And it's a great way to travel and continue to learn and develop. I got a question about visa for Nigeria. If we have to send bank statements, how is our info protected? That's not a thing yet, Jeanette. That's not required yet for a visa. I've seen people spinning that around the internet and having that conversation. That's not a thing. All right, so there's no concern over that just yet. All right, and that's not happening with Nigeria. So you are good to go there. And if I'm not mistaken, Ashley, correct me if I'm wrong, Nigeria is an e-visa. Is that true? Y'all hear me calling? Yes. All right. So Nigeria is an e-visa, so you're good on that, and you don't have to worry about that. So it's a pretty painless process. So it'd be easy for you to get into the country. Yeah, but I've seen them talking about the bank statement stuff. I saw some South America conversation around that, but that's not a concern at this moment. What time do we leave for the airport to go home? It depends on you, right? So for whatever time that you booked your flights, I'm trying to think. So everyone will be leaving at different times. Not everyone, but right? Like say you leave at I don't know, 5 p.m., you're probably going to get to the airport about 3 hours early, right? So we'll be shooting to get you there probably about 2 p.m., right? But so when you travel, we're gonna ask for your flight information, your what time you arrive, and then what your flight information for when you depart. And then while we have all of the travelers' information, then we'll formulate, okay, these 7 people need to leave at 7 a.m. These 5 people need to leave at 12 p.m. These 10 people need to leave at 4 p.m. These 8 people need to leave at 9 p.m., right? So whatever the time frame is that you leave, we are going to make sure that you get to the airport on time and make your flight. So that is kind of the process of how we do it. So it's not like, everybody's going to the airport at 8 a.m. and you leave at 9 p.m. You're sitting in the airport all day. That's not the thing, right? So you're going to be there a couple of hours early. But yeah, so we'll definitely let you know. And we'll be communicating all of this throughout the trip, leading up to the trip, and while you're there, answering any questions that you may have. So that was good question there. On the Ghana Visa app, it asks for financial means at applicant's disposal. Oh, I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now, and it actually asks that. So I don't know if I need to attach a document or just say, I have assets, or.
Yeah, I would not attach a document, right? Like, don't do that. Yeah, no. Ashley, can you shoot an email to support at Sankofa Experiences, and then we'll just follow up with a response. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing just because we're here in the moment. Let me see, support at Experiences. Oh, thank you. She was ahead of me. All right, so I just want to get that. Just shoot that email over and then ask that question. I just want to make sure we do a little research and get you the right answer. I don't remember exactly what we put on there, but we'll definitely follow up with you. It'll probably be Sister Ashley that's who's responding in the comments. She's our travel coordinator. Ashley handles all of this stuff, so she knows all. She has all of the intricate details, right, and get you set up.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Do I have to worry about bank statements for Senegal? No. We're not doing bank statements nowhere. Y'all do not give nobody your banking information. No. Right? You are totally fine for that. In fact, Senegal, you don't even have to worry about it. American citizens don't need a visa to go to Senegal. So your passport will get you in, right? American citizens. Now, I don't know if you got citizenship from other places, you might have to look that up. I forget and realize, we stream these in a lot of different places, and everyone's not just coming from America, right? Bring USD money. Yes, bring your cash. Bring USD money, United States currency, or actually you can bring any currency you want to. We're going to go to a money exchange. So you're either going to exchange your money at the bank or exchange at the hotel, right? So one of the two is going to happen. Depending on where you're at on the continent. But yeah, so that's going to be the plan. So you take your US dollars and then you would exchange them. And then you'll have, if you're in Ghana, you're going to have the cedi and you'll be ready to rock and roll, right? And then you have to have a little conversation about conversions so that you understand that. But there are some conversion apps that you can get on your phone. So like if someone is telling you, oh, it's going to be, 150 cedis, right? And you're like, I don't really understand how much money that is to me in American dollars, but I know the exchange rate right now, I believe it was like 15.8 cedis to $1. So 150 cedis is roughly about, I did the math like that quick, $10, right? Like probably $9, somewhere in there. So if you kind of keep that in mind. But then, like I said, there are apps that you can have that you can just type in the conversion. Honestly, you could just Google it, right, while you're there. Yeah, I would. Oh, another thing to consider is, man, I hold my phone and it, like a message came through. It just totally threw me off. Another thing to consider, where was I going? Oh, I had something I wanted to share with y'all. I lost it. All right, I lost it. My bad. I apologize. If it comes back to me, I'll definitely make sure I come back and give it to you. But it was centered around the money. Let's see. Oh, check with your phone provider, right? Your service provider to see what type of service that they have, the options they have internationally. I have T-Mobile, which, you know, I know people like, oh, I like T-Mobile. I love T-Mobile internationally, right? Like internationally, I have no roaming, unlimited data usage, and this trip in Ghana in October, November, it worked pretty well. And I think I know they're improving their networks, because when I was there, last year, it didn't work really well, right? Not in Ghana anyway. But it worked pretty well. So you want to make sure that you got to figure out your international plan, because you don't want those data roaming charges to pile up on your phone. I reckon if you don't have an international plan and you're concerned, I always say just go and before you land. Oh, hear this one good. Before you land, make sure your phone is on airplane mode and do not come out of airplane mode, because the moment you come out of airplane mode and that data kicks up, it's going to start trying to ping the towers, and your phone company is going to charge you like crazy, right? So I'd say it's like when we were in Cuba, yeah, that's exactly what I did. Turn the airplane mode on and then turn my Wi-Fi on. So when I'm in and around Wi-Fi, I have an option to engage. So that's something to think about. USD recommended. Oh, that's a good one, Mary. Yeah. New bills. So when you go get your money, go to your bank and ask them for the newest bills that you can get. When you're on the continent, newer billed American money has a higher exchange rate than older bills. I don't know why. Again, leave America in America. I ain't even trying to figure it out. Just if you want the best exchange rate, get your new crispy bills and you'll be fine. You'll get to max out the exchange rate. XC is a good app. Oh, good one. Thank you for that. Do you recommend cholera? Oh, okay, yeah, typhoid, yellow fever vaccination. I recommend talking to your doctor. right. I don't want to get in trouble making recommendations, and I'm not an expert, right? Talk to your doctor to make sure that everything, the health-wise and like what the concerns are. I can tell you that when you go to like Passport Health and all of these places, they're going to try to load you up with every vaccine that you can think about again, right? So I'll tell you, we talk about this a bit here, and you know, it's a business, right? The more vaccinations they can give you, the more pills they can have you take, the more money they make, right? So I'll keep that in mind. But at the same time, you want to protect yourself. So talk to your doctor to make sure that you're doing the right things for you. Yellow fever is an absolute must going into Ghana. So you have to take it, or, you know, just avoid the thing. Or again, if you have a medical reason or a medical exemption, then you won't have to take it. Yellow fever is the only thing that I took. I didn't take any of those other shots. I didn't take malaria pills. I didn't take any and all that. I don't say that for a recommendation for people to do what I do. I'm just telling you what I did, right? But if I were you, I would talk to your doctor and then make the best decision for yourself. All right, y'all know it's a litigious society out here, so you gotta make sure you. I ain't trying to guide nobody to do any particular things, right? So, yeah, but like I said, I just want to tell you what I did. All right. So, have there been any people in the group that had that issue? Which issue was that, Kalanda? I'm sorry, I was talking, I missed it. My doctor told me to get malaria.
About any of those diseases.
Oh, no, not yet. Knock on wood, right? We haven't had anyone with any issues or anything like that has happened just yet. So that's the good thing, right? So hopefully we can continue that track record going. Let's see, Mary. Yellow fever vaccine is required for all West African countries for sure. Actually, it's not, Mary. You don't need anything going to Senegal. You don't need no shots, no nothing. You can just roll right into Senegal, and you're going to be fine, right? So that's interesting. Yeah, nah, Senegal, you are fine. You don't need anything. You don't need no visa, no nothing. You just show up and you can be ready to go, right? But Nigeria and Ghana, you need the yellow fever there. Again, unless you have a medical exemption, right? I mentioned before, my dad, when he went, he was 87 years old, and the doctor recommended that he don't take the yellow fever vaccination, so he got his exemption. We rolled right into the country. It was not a big deal at all. So that was pretty interesting. I always say, okay, they say yellow fever lasts 10 years. By the way, if you take the shot, it lasts for 10 years. But there's rumors that they're going to say you just need it once in a lifetime. So I don't know. My 10 years is coming up in 2027. So I'm hoping we don't got to take it anymore. I don't want to take unneeded vaccinations if I don't have to, right? That's not really my stance. But so that's something to think about, right? So if you don't want to take it, then maybe perhaps don't go to the area of the continent where yellow fever is required. I have some friends with autoimmune diseases, and they don't want to mix any more vaccinations, so they're like avoiding traveling to those areas. Let me put it that way. Let's see. All right. Any additional questions that you might have for me? Again, if not, you can always go to support at urban. Oh man, it comes off the tongue all the time. Support at sankofaexperiences.com. Again, that's support at sankofaexperiences.com. Okay, got that. Do you have a phone number? If you shoot an email and leave yours, Sister Ashley will reach out to you, Kalanda, and she will have that opportunity to speak with him. Okay, thank you for that, Jeanette. I appreciate it. Interesting. All right, again, get me up to date. All right. So Ashley, I'm gonna drop you something. Just want to make sure that you get this. And we could work that out. Okay. All right. Any additional questions for me? Any thoughts? Anything that you want to share? If not, I definitely appreciate y'all being with me here today and having this engagement in Travel Talks. I really appreciate all of you that come on and show up weekly with us and hang out as we continue to build this Travel Talk discussion. Please join our YouTube page, right? Get ready for the social network that is coming to you soon. You got a question for me?
I'm not able to swap out of that one and go with another trip, am I?
I'm sorry, say that again?
I'm not able to swap out of the Senegal one and go with another one with the same price. The same price difference.
It depends. There might be a difference in price. It just depends on where you might want to go. Just shoot an email to support at Sankofa Experiences, and Sister Ashley will work with you.
She'll work with me. Okay, because I wanna like be able to experience it with my child to the fullest. You know, I don't want to be like excluded, and yeah.
Why do you feel like you'll be excluded?
I don't know. I just feel like everybody gonna be on ATVs, and here I am, the only one with a child. You know, I'm not gonna be able to, do a lot of things.
That's just a small piece. It's just a small piece. It is a good experience though. But oh, okay, yeah, ATVs. All right, so while they're ATV driving, okay, it's like I don't want to give away the trip, right? Like I love being there because I like watching the people and see how it unfolds and like to watch the experience. So let me put it this way.
I see the lions. I want to, but some trips they have somebody to hold the child by. You get to do those things, but in this case, I'm not able to do that.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna be honest with you. That makes me nervous, right? Right? Because like if something happened to the child outside of your care, and that's the reason why we're not providing that. At least not yet. But like the ATVs, you'll be with them, right? But you'll just be in a car, right? And still going through and seeing what they're going to see. I'm trying not to give it away, right? Seeing what they're going to see and then get to the place that we go and do all of the act. Like you wouldn't miss nothing but just actually riding on the ATV, right? Like,
So I wouldn't be like stuck at the hotel.
oh, no way. No way. No way. No way. Yeah. No, you just won't have that wind in your hair, right? Like that's about it. That's about it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you asked that. I'm glad we got a chance to clarify that. Yeah. You will not miss out. No, not at all.
So much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Thanks for the clarification. Okay. Yellow fever is on required. Yep. I was arriving from a yellow fever country. Yeah. So we're coming from the United States. United States doesn't have a yellow fever epidemic, so we are fine going into Senegal with those shots. So no shots, team, no shots over here. So that's always good. All right, so I guess my last point of clarification is I keep mentioning urban intellectuals, right? I know so most of y'all are familiar with this and been around, but there are people watching on YouTube and folks that might stumble across this and be new. But Urban Intellectuals is our umbrella company, right? And that's our company, right? But we use the word Sankofa religiously because Sankofa means to go back and get it. So go back into your history, go back into your culture and get it and bring it forward with you into our future. And that's really what we're about as Urban Intellectuals. We're the Black History Company. So that's why you see me talking about the Sankofa Experiences, right? It's our Black History Travel Experience. So Sankofa Experiences is how we express this arm of the company where we travel to see our history and our culture, right? So Sankofa Experiences. We have other things as well, like Sankofa Circle, the Sankofa Club, where we teach live Black History classes to adults in the Sankofa Circle, live Black History classes to children in the Sankofa Club, and then our Sankofa tools that we use are our Black History flashcards, our playing cards, words of affirmation, bingo, STEAM, all of those wonderful things. So Sankofa is really the essence of what we are doing around here at Urban Intellectuals. So I think I always have to make this clarification because I be misspeaking a lot, but it's all one company. It's all owned by Urban Intellectuals. It's just, this is how we articulate this arm of the business, right? Sankofa Experiences, right? We're going for our Black History Travel Experiences. So hopefully I got that, cleared that up a little bit more. How do bringing goods back to the U.S. work? You're just going to put them in your bag, right? It just depending on what you're talking about bringing, right? Like, there's no like, farm animals and food and meat and all of that is going to create an issue. But if like you are purchasing artwork or you're purchasing wood carvings or you're purchasing clothing, right? So you just need space in your bag. That's why I said either make sure that you have space or have an additional bag, right? Fruit is you can bring it, but I know you have to declare it. I've never actually brought food back into the country, but I know you can do it, but there needs to be some sort of declaration made. When you get to customs, there's going to be a conversation, right? Now, what transpires on that conversation, I'm not fully clear, but I would just probably a good Google search will help you. If you have any questions, I would say, this is always important too. Know where the embassy is, right? And also contact the embassy, right? It's interesting. It's interesting how helpful they are, right? They really, 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 really are helping Americans when they're out. So if we have any issues, you have any questions, you can contact the embassies and they will assist you in this manner in figuring it out what needs to be done. Let's say was there someone asking the question? Okay. Let's say you buy something and it's big, right? So I remember we were in Egypt and one of the sisters on the trip purchased like a big old like a I can't remember it was at the Alabaster store. Alabaster? Okay, I'm trying to say that right. But a big like a carving, right? It was pretty big, couldn't fit in her bag. So she shipped it, right? So you also have shipping options like UPS, DHL, something like that. So you wrap it up and ship it back to your home. So that's always an option. Purchasing additional bag is always an option. Sometimes with the artwork that you purchase, you just don't purchase the frame, and then they'll take the art piece, and most of them are rolled down, so it'll roll, and then either it'll be in a tube. Like, if y'all ever seen me in my living room doing a talk or a commercial or something, there's a huge wall piece that I bought from Egypt. Like, it covers like a large portion of our living room wall. It's gorgeous, by the way. But it rolled down into a big old tube. So then I just had a tube that I had to carry and keep with me, right? And I didn't want to check it because I didn't want nobody to just grab my piece that I spent too many hundreds of dollars on. But it's absolutely stunning. So then when we got here, we just unrolled it, took it to a framing shop, had a nice frame put on it, and then put it up on the wall, and I love it. And I love it. Okay. All right. Any additional questions, you can shoot the email to support@sankofaexperiences.com. Again, that's support@sankofaexperiences.com. I did it twice, and I got it out correctly. All right. So I'm happy. We winning today. But I appreciate y'all joining me. Let me put on my exit video. But I'm looking forward to having this conversation again with y'all next week for Travel Talks. Hey, hopefully you show up tonight, and we can have this discussion centered around history, starting our history before slavery, and not letting people handicap or create a terrible narrative about who we have been on this planet and our contributions to humanity. So I'm looking forward to that discussion with y'all later on tonight. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I said I got to do like some mouthing exercises. I'm stumbling over my words today. All right, but I thank y'all again for being with me today, and hopefully you enjoyed the presentation, got a couple of ideas, and looking forward to talking to you next week.
Greetings, I'm Freddie Taylor, CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals, and we are behind the Sankofa Experiences. This is where Black history travel made easy is not just our mantra, it's a promise. Our mission? To reconnect you with your roots, your culture, and the history of the African diaspora. Now spanning across 10 African nations and the vibrant cultures of Colombia and Brazil, the Sankofa Experiences is expanding. We've crafted curated group travel experiences that do more than just visit. They immerse, they educate, they transform. From the historic forts of Ghana to the bustling markets of Nigeria, the serene beaches of the Gambia to the rugged mountains of Morocco, and beyond, even South Africa and South America, each destination holds a special place and part of our story. Embarking on these Sankofa journeys means more than just exploring more landscapes. It means walking in the footsteps of the ancestors, embracing the diversity of our heritage, and seeing the world through a lens of understanding and appreciation. It's a group experience where every traveler is a thread in the fabric of the shared narrative, making the journey safe, engaging, and unforgettable. So are you ready to embark on this adventure? To explore, to learn, to celebrate the legacy that connects us all. Join us in the Sankofa Experiences, proudly powered by Urban Intellectuals. The only thing missing is you.
The only thing missing is you. Hopefully you make that decision to come on and join us. If you're interested, you can always go to sankofaexperiences.com. Check out our trips, pricing, and the itineraries, and everything is all right there for you. All right, but until next time, good people, hopefully y'all have a great day. Enjoy your week, but love, peace, and power to the people. Good night, or good afternoon. There we go. Good afternoon, everybody. Peace and blessings to you.